What do you do when you see your city change before your eyes? What do you do when the streets you bike to school on no longer feel like home? In the summer of 2020, while the world was crying out for justice, I stood among thousands after a rally in Huston-Tillotson University. The energy was electric that day. The pain was raw. And the question burning in everyone's mind was, what's going to happen after all these protests end? How do we channel this energy into something that's positive, that builds, that teaches, something that we can use to heal? That night, I sat with my laptop open and Google Map of Austin. I started marking points on the map, places where a lot of Black history had lived, where our community had fought, and where our stories needed to be told. I thought about how many of my friends who'd lived in Austin their whole lives didn't know about Clarksville's origins, or about the forced migration from West Austin to East Austin, about the 1928 master plan that shaped segregation in our city. I realized that in a city changing as fast as Austin, we weren't just losing buildings and neighborhoods, we were losing stories about people who looked like me. Then it hit me. What if we can merge the energy of the protests with the joy of cycling? What if we can create a space where learning about our history felt less like a lecture and more like an adventure? So I put out, on my personal Instagram, hey, I'm gonna lead a Black History bike ride. I just made a post. Someone said, I'm gonna create a flyer. And I said, oh, cool, I have no RSVP. I have no way to figure out how many people are coming. I thought, just like a couple dozen people would show up. When we had 400 cyclists arrive, I knew we weren't just starting a ride. We were really, really starting a movement. Black History Bike Ride isn't just about cycling. It's about visibility. It's about education. It's about reclamation. Every pedal stroke is an act of remembrance. Every stop is a chapter in our story. And every rider becomes a keeper, an arbiter of our history. When we get together, we're not just riding through neighborhoods. We're reading their histories written in every building, every street corner, and every face we meet. From that first ride of 400 people to today's growing movement, we've seen something magical happen. People who never knew about Clarksville's origins now understand its legacy as one of the oldest freedmen's towns in Texas.
This was actually a Black people town.
Cyclists who pass by Huston-Tillotson University countless times now stop to learn and share its stories with other riders they're with. Every route we ride traces the footsteps of those who built this city, those who fought for justice and civil rights, those who dreamed of a better tomorrow, and just like everyday Black people who were living their normal lives as best as they could despite everything going on. People do sometimes ask, why bikes? And to me, it's because bikes really break down barriers. They slow us down enough to see what we've been missing. Yet they speed us up in a powerful way to tell stories in a linear path. We can truly connect a timeline between different locations together on a bike. What we do with Black History Bike Ride is we try to create really fun experiences that you can do on any bike. Some people come on rented bikes, some people use the city bikes. I hope that by getting groups of people that care about history, that we're also showing to those that have been interested, it's hey, there are supportive groups that are having fun getting out and cycling around the city. It doesn't matter what bike you have or whatever, we'll go out and we'll have a fun time.
That's what's up.
Today, we're filming behind the Neil Cochran House Museum, inside of Austin's only intact slave quarters. When we bring our bike rides here, we're not just visiting a museum. We're standing in a place right now where enslaved hands laid each limestone brick, where they heated water in the kettle right behind me, where they climbed ladders between the floors at night. In 1860, a third of Austin's population was enslaved people of color. This building is one of the last physical reminders of that truth. The last place where we can touch these walls and say, this happened here, in our city, in our streets. Learning about Black history can be kind of tough. So for the past at least 3 or 4 years, we've had a big kind of cookout and hang and a kickback just in the park. We do this in Rosewood Park, which is the same park where the city's annual Juneteenth celebration happens. One of the true highlights is that our friend Amanda Turner, who's a phenomenal chef, volunteers her time, and her friends come out to cook us a beautiful, delicious meal. So yeah, we try to make sure that at the end of every ride, we have some way for us to join in community and to celebrate together. And what better way to do that with food and maybe drink?
Juneteenth is Freedom Day, right? It's about liberation, and I don't think there's anything more freeing than riding your bike.
As a person of color, I have a hard time finding my tribe sometimes, but coming on this ride, I've been able to find my community, to build my network, and most of all, actually enjoy myself in a safe space. So thank you.